Welcome back, crafty friends. It's Alicia of the Call Me Crafty Al YouTube channel, and I am ready to show you card number 24 in my Card a Day in July series. In front of me are the first 23 cards in the series. You can win all 31 cards that I'm creating this month and the book of 20 stamps if you are the lucky subscriber. To get the details on how you enter, please go visit the card number 6 or day 6 video. I will link that in the description box below and pop it up in the upper right corner now. So I hope you'll check that out and decide that you want to enter. I've had a great time making these cards, and I want to send them to somebody who will appreciate them and send them out to friends and family. For today's card, I'm going to be using some of the papers from Simple Stories Love and Adore 6x6 paper pad, as well as one of Reverse Confetti's new stamp sets. This is called The Most Beauty. And I will also be using a sketch that I pinned on Pinterest. It was an Operation Right Home sketch. I will link that pin below. And I'm also going to insert a picture now of what that sketch looks like. One thing I like especially about that sketch is it gives you the dimensions so you don't have to guess. I will be straying from them just a little bit for that fishtail banner on the side because I need to make sure that it fits whatever sentiment I decide to stamp, because that's where I'm going to stamp it at. But otherwise, if you want to create this card with me, you can get all the dimensions on that sketch. I'm going to start by cutting all of my papers down first. This light pink piece I'm going to have be 5 1/4 inches wide by 4 inches tall. I am going to trim this piece to 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. This will be at the very back of the card, and it will completely fill the card front. I also have a couple scraps of that same paper, and this is what I will be matting the other pieces with. So previously I had cut this one down to the correct size to mat my yellow piece with. I'm cutting the yellow piece to 4 1/4 by 2 1/2. So this piece is, let's see, so the dark pink piece here is 4 1/2 by 2 3/4. I'm going to trim this piece of white cardstock to 2 inches wide. For now, I'm going to leave the length on it. This piece of the dark pink, I'm going to trim to 2 1/4 inches wide. I'm going to be using this tool to create the fishtail in each of these pieces. This is the Stampin' Up! Triple Banner Punch. I purchased this maybe 3-4 months ago, and I love it because I love to add fishtails to the ends of banners. So this cuts a perfect fishtail in 1 inch, 1 1/2 inch, and 2 inch pieces. Now you will notice that my white piece is already 2 inches wide, so you're probably like, how are you gonna punch that because it's wider? I will show you, but first let's put that fishtail on the end of this. It gets slipped right in that channel, and you push it all the way to the end, and if you look on the back you can see it's touching there, and just punch it, and there you have your fishtail in. Now for this piece, what I'm going to do on the end that's going to be punched, I am going to fold that in half and just make a crease part way up that. So now I see where the center is. This is going to go in to the punch all the way back, and then I flip it over. And this is where my crease is, and here you know is center. So I just move it over until I have that centered in there nicely and punch it. You do have these extra little pieces of paper here, but all you have to do is take your scissors, cut right along that angle, and it works perfectly. I have not decided yet which sentiment I'm going to use, so I'm going to pull these out and kind of see how they fit in this area, because I have to make sure that this, when I cut it down, isn't any longer than that floral piece. I am going to use a sentiment that says, "I am so happy that we are friends." As always, when I use a brand new stamp, I do want to try it on scrap pieces of paper first. And I also want to do that because I'm not sure, this is the Stampin' Up! Cherry Cobbler. I want to make sure that this looks okay with that darker kind of maroon paper. I think that will look very good. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp the sentiment onto my fishtail. Ugh, there was a piece of fuzz on my stamp apparently, or on my ink pad, and it messed up the P. The great thing about this is I can just flip it over and it is like new. Now I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this piece, center it on the mat, and trim off that excess. Now originally this white piece was supposed to be 1 3/4 inches tall, so I am going to see on my cutter what I would think about cutting it there. I'm going to go just a little bit bigger, probably 1 7/8. And now it is time to start adhering all of my pieces together. For the fishtail banner, I am only going to put adhesive right on the top of this because I want to kind of curl these fishtails up just to give it some added dimension. Probably should have waited for the added dimension till it was on the card, but I can redo that. The floral piece will go right down on its mat. I'm going to glue these two pieces together. Before I forget to tell you, today's secret word to be entered to win all 31 cards is going to be friends. I already had my card base ready to go, so I'm going to adhere this right on the front. And I will be using foam squares to adhere this to the front of the card. In the original sketch, they did show like 3 gems or 3 sequins over here. I went ahead and pulled out some clear adhesive gems, and I'm going to put 3 of those on the right side. And today's card, card number 24, is all ready to go. If you're enjoying this series, I hope you'll give my video a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel and would like to know when I upload more videos and be eligible to be entered to win all these cards, make sure to hit the subscribe button below. As always, welcome back to my regular viewers and subscribers. If you have any questions, leave those in the comment section below. As always, until tomorrow, I hope you're having a crafty day. Bye-bye.